If you collect Lego and you don't collect anything else, you are completely spoiled. You have no idea how spoiled you are. Lastly, I think we'll end with the availability of the products coming from the consumer mindset. Lego, with very few exceptions, the gift with purchases, polybags, some of the region-specific magazines, other than those, their entire product line is available for anyone in the world to log in and purchase, which is unheard of for anyone else. If you collect Lego and you don't collect anything else, you are completely spoiled. You have no idea how spoiled you are. Because finding this, even when it was out, was impossible. And that is true for Transformers and Mattel and He-Man and stuff. Lego owns their own website and manages their own website, and they put the entire, with exception, product line on that website for anyone to purchase.
Well, let me ask you this. What were things that sold out immediately? Just in general recently.
You know, that does happen with pretty much all their new anticipated license releases.
A lot of the adult stuff, right?
But somebody had asked for a Saturn V, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just wake up that morning, go downstairs, and order you one when it comes out. We weren't making money on it. I was doing it as a favor. I was just going to order one just like anybody else. I think I tried it like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was gone. And then they re-released it.
Yeah, it came back. Back to the Future, the big DeLorean, that was gone. That was sold out in minutes.
Around Christmas time, they always do. In fact, it just came out with Soundwave, and Soundwave will be, at Christmas, you won't be able to get them.
Yeah. The Nightmare Before Christmas set. Last year, that was sold out basically the entire season. You can find it at Target right now. They come back. Their sets, you said about a year to 2 years. Hasbro Transformers, these G.I. Joe, with the exception of him, he's everywhere for some reason. A lot of these guys, they have a very limited supply on their website, and then they're gone. It's like, good luck, you gotta get it at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Walmart, Target. Good luck.
That's changing a little bit because there are some older figures that are still on there, ones that sold out initially and that are still available. Like a good example, a recent example was the Cold Slither set. There was 2 releases of that that sold out immediately. It was a Comic-Con exclusive. Do you remember Cold Slither? It was Artan's band. They were hypnotizing people.
Oh, yeah.
So they made a
I saw that.
Yeah, so they made a San Diego Comic-Con Cold Slither set.
The band actually performed at Comic-Con.
Nice. It sold out immediately. And then they had a second one for the people who weren't able to go, but you had to be a Hasbro Pulse member. That sold out immediately. And then they had a third run where you could pre-order it. So I don't think they anticipated how popular that set would be, but they did something for the fans. They're doing a third run of it that probably had to be pushed back in line, but that's why the pre-order is so far out, but they are trying to make it better.
But that is a specific, exclusive, Comic-Con exclusive example. I mean the wide breadth of the product. They make so many more figures and so many more things than you can actually find on their website.
They don't have everything on the website.
Lego does. Lego has it all, unless it sells out, but then it's going to come back. It always comes back. And then usually, are there, when they retire a product, is it advertised usually? They do, don't they?
I feel like they do, yeah.
They have a little banner on the corner.
And they put it out there, and news agencies like Brick Fanatics and stuff like that will say, here's all the list of sets that are retiring this year.
Yeah.
We do our own podcast on Lego, and we always go over those and say, okay, well, we think this one's going to be more valuable and this one's going to be more valuable once it retires. As
a fan of both Lego and this stuff too, it's annoying. It's like I can get whatever I want at Lego.com, but I can't. Stuff will sell out and it'll never come back. Ever.
Well, do you think that's part of the nature of Lego, that they're bricks? It's easier to...
I think there's so many reasons about it. I think that's part of it. I think the fact that they make it themselves, they own most of their own manufacturing, they have a greater ability. They probably have the infrastructure just to store the stuff and have warehouses, and they have different warehouses all over the world that ship it.
That's really expensive.
And I don't think Mattel and Hasbro even have the infrastructure to do that. And that's why their websites are limited. Like, that's just not part of their business model. So it's never going to change. They might get better with certain figures, and I'm glad Cold Slither did come back, but that's a one-off example. I don't think that's going to change. It's never going to be like Lego in the sense that everything is available at any time.
Well, I think also with Lego, the products more valuable in general. Whereas if you have a warehouse full of him, he's so available and the demand isn't as high, then you're losing money because now the figure's not worth $25 anymore. He's only worth $20. So to spend the money to keep it in a warehouse, which you can attest, warehouses are really expensive to house stuff, and they don't want warehouses full of stuff. They want to get rid of it. That's why he is not going to a warehouse. He's going to Ollie's because they can make some of their money back. So I think it's not a one-to-one comparison, just because Lego's more valuable.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying the product moves faster?
Well, they can afford to hang on to it in a giant warehouse because they can sell it for the same price or more, whereas Hasbro can't do that. Mattel can't do that because their stuff isn't going to appreciate like Lego or even stay the same.
You're right, but they don't hold on to it in the warehouse. They let it go. I mean, like I said, they make enough for a year and then it's done. So that's another thing that makes Lego more expensive is limited production. Of course, nobody knows what that production is because that's private information. And being a private company, they don't have to put that information out there. They're not sitting on inventory.
Yeah.
You know I think in general you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because it's just expensive.
We're taxed on it at the end of the year.
Right.
We're taxed on all of our inventory. We basically have to pay if we didn't sell it. We can't write it off. So that's why there's all the clearance sales at the end of the year and stuff like that.
But I think on top of that, I agree with you, but I think Lego just has the infrastructure. They have the shipping logistics planned out. They have the warehouses. They have the different sellers. Heck, they have their own Lego stores. Hasbro and Mattel doesn't have that, but they can always send stuff to the stores to sell. Okay, you guys discount it. This is your limit on what you can discount it for. Here are the rules, but they have their own storefronts. And I think they just have the infrastructure to handle that. And Hasbro and Mattel, not only do they not have it, I don't think they're interested in having it.
No, they don't want it.
Yeah.
Because that's more overhead for them.
Yeah.
They don't have the demand for it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even combine Hasbro and Mattel, and I still don't think they could afford to have retail stores.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what KV Toys was, right?
Yeah. The other thing is the exclusives. The way Hasbro and Mattel handle exclusives versus how Lego handles exclusives. Can you kind of run us through some of the typical exclusives that you'll see?
Well, it's interesting. Lego gives away a lot of their exclusives, so it's a gift with purchase, and that causes people to buy more stuff. I don't think Hasbro and Mattel do that, right?
They don't give away anything.
Back in the day, you could do the mail-ins. You had the robot
the
points, or I don't know what G.I.
Proof
Joe
of
called
purchase.
them. Yeah, there was
the flag points, right?
Yeah.
What were they on the back of the package?
The
flag
proof
point.
of purchase. Yeah, I think.
Anyway, you collected enough of those and you sent them in, and you got that. That was kind of like the gift with purchase thing, and you just had to pay a little bit and then shipping, and they would send you a highly collectible rare figure.
The Marine uniform Gung Ho.
Yes.
Refrigerator Perry.
So they don't do that anymore.
No. Well, you don't get anything from the website, right? Do they have a rewards program?
No. I mean, if you pay the membership, you get free shipping and you get early access.
But there's no points.
There's no points.
Okay. Membership to the Lego is free, and you get points.
You get early access to the product.
And
yes,
here's another thing too: is their Comic-Con exclusives were actually Comic-Con exclusives. Whereas a lot of companies, you could go online and buy their Comic-Con exclusives. With Lego, you could never do that. The 1 year that they had COVID and I think they canceled Comic-Con, they had a DC figure, Supergirl, I think, that was the figure that year. They gave her away. You had to sign up for it, but they gave them away. So it was still exclusive.
And Lego ended up stopped doing that at all, right? They don't do any exclusives at Comic-Cons because they listen to the fans. Fans were pretty angry
because they couldn't get them.
Well, they were so good. The figures they chose were so good. Everyone wanted them. And you had to physically be at the con to get them. And like he said, it wasn't like, here's a limited supply on our website.
So that's the thing now. Now they're still doing the exclusives. They're just not good and nobody wants them. So they're not expensive.
Hasbro, the Cold Slither, that's niche.
Yeah.
The Transformer exclusive for Comic-Con, that was niche because it was painted in the comic book colors from the current comic book line. So it wasn't like a super popular character.
But they'll have Serpentor. He was a con exclusive.
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone
true.
wants him.
Dr. Mindbender.
Dr. Mindbender, the first Dr. Mindbender. Of course, they did release him in the retro line eventually, 2 years later.
Well, I'm sure Serpentor will.
I hope Serpentor comes out. Just give him brighter colors.
The exclusive for Hasbro, because Lego controls controls all the exclusives, right? They're put out by Lego, whereas the Hasbro exclusives, they're usually a contract with Walmart or with Target, and then it's out of their hands at that point. Like Walmart orders this number of them, and then Walmart is in charge of the distribution, which is admittedly and historically terrible with Walmart specifically. The Target one, I had tried to order a Perceptor that was a Target exclusive, and he couldn't get him. He sold out immediately on the website. Go to Target, he's gone. Fortunately, he showed up in stores. But anyway, once Hasbro makes those contracts with those big retailers, it's out of their hands. Whereas it sounds like Lego, it's all through them. It's through Lego.
Lego used to do Target and Walmart exclusives. They don't do that anymore. They completely stopped.
Probably for control reasons.
And even when they had Target exclusives, still go to Lego.com. They were still available.
Yeah, they had a small amount for the Walmart ones, like, what's his name? Crystal Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Crystal Ball was a
got him.
Walmart exclusive. They had a very small production run, and I think it's hard for them to predict how popular they'll be. So he disappeared from the Hasbro website, like immediately. And then same thing with Walmart. Disappeared, couldn't get them. And then they come available later. Again, once Hasbro hand that over to Walmart, Walmart says we want this amount, that's it. You know, Hasbro really can't do a lot other than ask Walmart, can we do it? Because Walmart, from what I understand, they get exclusivity with that character, and it's for like 2 or 3 years. So Walmart will sell it for 6 months, but they still can't make the toy for another year and a half.
Just because of the way the contract is?
Yep, that's how I understand it anyway.
Yeah.
Now I am impressed with Walmart exclusive. To me, Walmart exclusive is not exclusive. Like, there's a
Because it's Walmart everywhere.
everywhere, right? But the value of them, any Walmart exclusive over time, I look at a lot of the Star Wars characters that were Walmart exclusives. They're pretty valuable. They definitely go up more than anything else.